What's going on YouTube? Welcome to Off-Road Odyssey. My name's Trent and today we are going to be taking these budget EDC knives here and putting them to the test in our everyday or our day-to-day kind of cut tests and operations. So I'll be taking them, putting them through 5 separate tests to see how they perform. If you do me a favor, just go ahead and tap that like button, hit the subscribe button, maybe click that notification bell, that way you get notified when I put out new videos, and leave a comment down below which one you would like out of these. If you stay tuned till the end, you'll find out how you can actually win one. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So for this test, I wanted to use 5 different things. Nothing too crazy or extreme, but that would get the point across. First, I needed paper, rope, of varying different sizes, of course, wood, cardboard, and tape. So first up, we have the paper. All these knives will be tested in the same order as you see on the screen here. So the Opinel, you can see it cuts pretty good. It has a slight more resistance than I thought it would, being such a thin blade and due to how it cut the first time. The K-bar Dozier, it cuts well the first cut, but after that it pretty much falls completely apart. The cold steel ProLite, it cuts like butter through the paper and honestly surprised me. Rat 2, this knife, due to that small blade, really cut with ease. The Ruick here, being one of my favorite blades, I was kind of disappointed. It did a few decent cuts, but after that it kind of had some hang up. Maybe it was something I cut during the week. The Kershaw Emerson, this knife being such a big blade had slightly more resistance when cutting, but still cut like no problem. So cutting rope, all of these knives did very well cutting the 550 cord. Every one of them cut without really any issue whatsoever. They all remained sharp and performed well when doing this test. It's kind of hard to discern which one did best. Now, I used larger 8mm rope here, and some of these knives did struggle more than others. As you'll see, the K-bar Dozier here, I attempt to cut 3 different times and really don't get very far. And for safety reasons, I stopped because I kept slipping and it wasn't going to cut through the rope. See, it barely made a mark on that rope. Cold steel did very well, cut through it with a fair amount of ease, and I was surprised that the Rat 2 did so well on this test. Ruick, little struggle at first, but I think I caught it on a non-sharp part of the blade, and Kershaw did fairly well. So up next we have the cardboard test, and being that these knives are only 2 weeks old, really didn't have much issue with them cutting through the cardboard at all, but you could tell some were definitely still sharper than others. The Kershaw did perform fairly well, but overall I think the Rat 2 took the cake on this one, with the Kershaw coming in 3rd, Opinel 4th, and the K-bar coming in last. So this test is to kind of show how well the edge will hold up and how decent of a knife it is. It's really going to depend on what you're wanting to use it for, but overall the Opinel performed very well, cutting through the wood like no problem. To be more of a whittling stick, The K-bar didn't do as great. The blade profile didn't lend it to much. The Kershaw, although it was able to perform, it definitely was more of a chopper than it was a whittler. The Rat 2 here performs well to whittle, and you can definitely kind of chop with it if you needed to, but it definitely takes more effort to get the chopping down. The Ruick was again more of a chopper, but it did have that fine skill to make a whittling stick if needed. And the Kershaw definitely had the most punch and the biggest chunks when cutting with it, and best grip. So if you need a chopping blade, the Kershaw and the Cold Steel are going to do it. If you need a whittling, the Opinel will be perfect for that. So it would go right in line with the Rat 2 if you needed it. And the Ruick's kind of a decent middle ground if you're looking for a whittler. The K-bar, pretty much, I don't know. Although the tape test might be kind of stupid, it's probably something most people cut through with their knives on a day-to-day basis, and I wanted to see edge retention after using the knives in a semi-hard use fashion. So all of them performed well. Some of them got a little bit hung up, but it's probably because the box was slipping as I was cutting it. So there's that. So the results are in. Can you guess which knife came in first and which knife came in last? The results might actually surprise you. So, no surprise is the K-bar Dozier came in last. I thought that when I initially got it. So, it got a total of 4 points. This second to last might surprise you though. They actually tied. The Opinel and the Ruick tied. There is about a $15 price difference, and overall, I wasn't even thinking that I thought this knife the whole time was higher up in the points ranking, but it actually didn't. They tied with 11 points for different reasons, but they tied for 11 points. Next up, what do you think? So I was actually very surprised at that the Kershaw Emerson came in third. Came in third with 13 points. So overall, it was a great knife, but it seemed to just hit the middle ground each time and just barely got beat out by these other two knives. So, which one do you think got first? Which one? Well, I'll tell you which one got second, and therefore you can figure out first. Second place is the Cold Steel ProLite. Came in second place. It performed really well because the edge retention of the knife after the 2 weeks, it was able to cut through with ease. So it doesn't mean that any of these are losers. It just means that the steel probably needs to be sharpened more often, especially after a test like that, and doing that throughout the week to basically find out how the edge retention was going to be. So the Rat 2, I was very surprised that this was going to come in first. It will be interesting to see which one reigns supreme on the stress test. I have my suspicions, but my suspicions might not pan out. So right now it looks like the Rat 2 is the best bang for your buck with the day-to-day operations. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button for me. If you really enjoyed, go ahead and tap that subscribe button and leave a comment down below. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you can find out when I do more videos like this. And subscribe, leave a comment, Tell me why you want one of these. That way you can be entered into the contest. So, as always, thanks for watching. I greatly appreciate it.